The old days, but nothing changed unless you change what's around you, how you think, how you live, how you speak, how you walk, how you blink, how you talk, how you teach, how you reach, let it sink. What's your purpose? What's your passion? Through the pain, what's your plan? Is it plane? On a plane? Hydroplane? I'm just playing. What's your purpose? What's your passion? Through the pain.
With Plugged, with Molly and Joe, the mental warriors. I don't know. I get giddy once it gets started. I don't know. It's having a rough day.
Listen, this is the sunshine of my day. It's been a great day. This just adds on to it.
Oh, wow. Yeah, well, actually, good news. Your boy got a little part in the Wu-Tang saga. That's exclusive for today. You know, that's the exclusive for today. I got a little part, little background part, you know.
Congrats.
Yeah. One of my little dreams of mine was always to be an actor. So I just been trying to, realize my dreams with the community, with the community work and all that other good stuff. But let's get into why we are here today. Joe, why are we here today, Joe?
We are here to pay homage to woman, specifically the Black woman.
Yes.
Experiences, and we're going to have some special guests in regards to the Black woman. So it's a great show.
The Black woman, right here, This is a special lady right here. I'm gonna kick it off with that one right there. Ode to the Black woman. I can't begin to give praises until I give my mom's praise, man. To give my grandma's praise and the ancestors before them, because without any of them, I wouldn't be in existence. I wouldn't be here to even be any type of tool or vessel to be used in the community to help our community, to help our people, to help our boys, to help our girls, to help our families. I start off with my mother because that's where the beginning of respecting a woman comes from. You respect your moms. A woman will tell you, listen, I watch a man, see how you respect his moms. If you respect his moms, then I might got me a winner there.
That's right.
So I kick it off with respecting my moms, man. And what's funny about my life is that I realized as I was getting older, maybe about 10 years ago, that I had a plethora of Black women, strong Black women that saved me. And when I say saved me, they really saved me, because when I sat down and made this list out, all of these women at some point in time took time out of their lives to help me. You know what I mean? To where I'm so grateful. I got my mother, I got my aunts, I got my aunties, Brina, Rozzy, Aunt Beverly, Aunt Leah, Aunt Donna, Aunt Debbie, may she rest in peace. Aunt Rozzy, I don't know if I said Aunt Rozzy, but she's important. I got my sisters, those are some amazing young ladies. I'm the oldest, so I guess they all young ladies to me, right? So those are some. I got 11 of them. So, it just seems like it's just, it just was all around me. I got my daughters, I got my wife, I got my son's mothers. Shout out to Yaelia, shout out to Gabby. Listen, might not see eye to eye all the time, but guess what? You are the queens in my son's lives, and I appreciate that, and I appreciate you guys for doing what you do for my sons in the light of love. All right, so that's one thing. I have Princess Rifqua. That was one of my first teachers. Princess Simcott, Princess Naomi, Princess Deborah. They got Aunt Nadivia, who happens to be the grandmother of my firstborn son. She's a major part of the man that I've learned to become, because she was no holds barred. She reminded me of Claire Huxtable in a sense, where she just had this stoic way about herself, to where it's like, okay, I think I messed up. I think I need to shape myself up. But those are the type of people that that helped me along my way. You got my Aunt Lillian, Aunt Ema Pope. You got one of my dad's wives That's another story. That's another conversation for another podcast. You know what I mean? Yael, that's my second mom. You know, I said Princess Naomi. That was like my second mom as well. I got Princess Simca up here. I got the St. John's crew. That's all of these old ladies. Like they was like the golden girls and whatnot. They was just there like all the time for me. Like, and all of these people at one time or another has done something for me. Has done something, whether it be feed me, whether it be take me in to put, let me get some rest, or whether it be, just to help, And I just wanted to give everybody their flowers as much as I can, I just wanted to be able to say it out loud that I appreciate every woman that was ever in my life, whether I had a relation with them, whether I had anything, everything was something that was taught to me. You know what I mean? And I appreciate that. You know what I mean? I got my prospect crew that I grew up with. That's Miss Gloria. You know what I mean? You got Miss Hortensia. You got may she rest in peace. You got, not Hortensia rest in peace, but you got Ceci, Cecile Clue. May she rest in peace. She was hard on us, but she really was trying to, look into us and tell us we could be better. Like you could be better as young men, especially growing up in the 90s, 80s, 90s and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And I'm speeding because I got so much flowers to give. You know what I mean? This is paying homage to the woman. You know what I mean? And it don't have to be the cliches, the Harriet Tubmans, the soldier of freedom, the Maya Angelou's, the voice of freedom, Rosa Parks, she sat down to stand up for something. You know what I mean? Josephine Baker, she's the entertainer for overall women's rights. Like Josephine Baker was for everybody. You know what I mean? You got Shirley Chisholm. She ran for president before black men did. You know what I mean? But she's a political pioneer. Angela Davis, civil rights activist. You got Ruby Bridges, another civil rights activist. You got Michelle Obama. Listen, she was the backbone to the first black president. And if y'all think that doesn't matter, listen, trust me. As we go along in our journey on this podcast, we will explain to you why the woman matters just as much as anything a man could do.
Absolutely.
And we have Kamala Harris, the vice president of the United States right now. And then you had the first lady, the first black first lady, Michelle Obama, who, listen, she was looking like a superhero that day, wasn't she?
Oh man, it was one of those moments that we had to be proud of. Like that's the first time in history we've ever seen those moments happen. So everybody needed to be proud, but I'm just so happy I know a lot of black women specifically who were happy because it was such a watershed moment and they deservedly so. Right.
Joe, it's on you, brother.
Well, I have a lot of flowers to give as well, but I could tell mine in the form of a story. Every woman that's ever been a part of my life, whether mentorship, whether to rear me, whether to give me support, have done something in my life. So I am gratefully appreciative. My mother, my maternal aunts, my grandparents from both sides, my stepmother, I have even teachers that were very instrumental in the person that you see before you. But I want to pay homage to one particular person, and that's my maternal grandmother. Her name is Lizzie Mae Landon.
Oh,
She means so much to me. She was just that person. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be the man that I was today. Not that she was enforcing, not that she pushed me, but she just had so much faith and believe in what I was. She didn't let anybody tell her otherwise because she knew what I was before I did. And I'm just extremely grateful for who she is. So it was one of those things that we just had to be very grateful and proud for. And I miss her to this day. And if it wasn't for her, I would not be who I am today. So I'm giving you your flowers in memory, but you're always in my heart.
Okay. We are having our guest on. Okay, we're not as of yet. Joe, so your grandmother, you said you speak on your grandmother. What give me one of those memories, one of those old school memories? Because unfortunately to everyone, and the thing is, I genuinely did not have a grandmother. I mean, I had a grandmother, but I didn't have the joy of being spoiled by one. Being spoiled by a grandmother, I think that was something I wanted to have. But yeah, continue on with your story, man. Continue on with your story,
so just she was the one that reared, like she saw these belief in me before anybody else did, and she would constantly tell me that. Not that I believed it myself. Like growing up young with her, like that was my first memories. Like she was the one that took us places, the one that introduced me to church, that got me educationally involved, and it wasn't forced. I mean, she was very strong in her words, but she wasn't a physical person. I mean, unless she had to be, like if I did something wrong. So one of my memories of my grandmother is just seeing how hard she worked, because I grew up with my brothers and my cousins as well. So she was like the maternal person in the household. So we all used her for a reason. And just seeing her with the 6 of us there, probably driving her up the wall, and she never lost it at one time. She had time for everybody individually. And I was a handful as a child. I will tell you that. I was definitely a handful. And she never complained. She never gave me a hard time about it. She just saw that I was there and kept me at my strength and points. So this next picture is a picture of us when, I'm probably about 4 or 5 years old here. And that's my grandmother and her. She always had a smile on her face. Regardless of how she felt, she was always there. And that's one of the things I remember, just always happy about time. But when she was upset, she was upset for a reason.
Okay. But now I was remiss to forget a couple of people. I want to give them their flowers. That's my mother-in-law as well, because I want to thank her for my wife, obviously, then, what I mean? We got a bunch of phenomenal women in our program, from our executive director, Jada John, all the way to our dance instructors, all into our dance, our directors of dance and such. What's this picture here, brother?
This is the last picture I took of my grandmother
before she
passed. So this is the last time I actually saw her. So about 6 months after she had passed, 6 months after this picture, she passed away. So I always keep this close to me, because even then still, she was, she was very wise. She was very honorable, and she just did nothing but showered with great compliment. And she was proud of who I was. So that's something I always remember.
Yeah. May she rest easy, rest with the rest of the ancestors, the great ancestors.
That's right. I have a lot of ancestors, but she just strings out because, like I said, without her, there'd be no me in regards to the person that I am. So that's why I'm extremely grateful for her. And I still use her words of wisdom to this day. Right.
Yeah, like I said, I wanted to give a special shout out to my mother-in-law. She happened to have took one of her greatest losses that's imaginable, and she lost her husband of 30 plus years. I mean, like, golly, they were together forever. And they were symbolic to pure love, to the unabashed love, the through the ups and downs, that Bonnie and Clyde kind of love. But yeah, it was it's something I wanted to give her, make sure she understands what she means to me, because she's the epitome of a ride or die. She held her man down up until the last days, you know what I mean? And and she's still, sitting there holding on and keeping his memory. And that's one of the people I wanted to give, a shout out to. I know we're saying to the black woman, and she being a white woman, full disclosure. But she actually, she's actually for the cause, in so many ways. It made me understand, what kind of people we need in the trenches with us. You know what I mean? No matter what color, what race, what anything, women, strong women are strong women, all the way through the board.
Well, the love that a woman shows, love is love. Mm-hmm. And no matter how they feel about you, they're always going to show that love, regardless of what race they are. But a woman's love is undeniably strong, and they will always show that support no matter who they are. So her being a ride or die, I know quite a few like that as well. They'll ride with you until the wheels fall off, per se. But there's something to say about that. And I know as a man, for myself, I'm extremely grateful for the ride or die that I have in my life.
Oh, yeah. I know that one. I know her. We're gonna keep that on the.
Yes.
Yeah, I know her.
Hello.
I know her well. They might call us twins.
There you go.
But as we move ahead, we're going to bring up our very first interview on Plugged. Get plugged in with us, Molly and Joe, the Mental Warriors. We want to have Mikey on. She said her name is Mikey for short. I'm going to let her tell you her actual name because I'm not going to butcher it. All right? I'm not going to butcher it at all. But she's a 5-year educator in the Mississippi Delta. She says as a graduate of Hofstra University, she enjoys reading, music, and traveling. Currently, she's a graduate student at the Jackson State University with aspirations to work with children protective services, similar to ACS. She is a supporter of Your Queens Incorporated. So we are glad to have Mikey on. Or Mickey, how you say it? Mickey?
Mickey.
Like Mickey Mouse?
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry. I mean, I butchered it anyway. So, I mean, there's that. I mean, I guess I'm useless. All right. So, talk to us. Let us know what's going on with you.
All right, so good afternoon, everyone. I do hope that you can hear me. Like he stated, my name is McCoy Von Mills. I go by Mickey for short. In my bio, yes, I am born and raised in New York, Brooklyn to be exact, and I'm just happy to be here in the presence of greatness. So thank you guys for having me.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate you
for being here.
You're welcome. Thank you.
So what program are you involved with these days?
Okay, so the main program that I am a part of outside of school is called Your Queens Incorporated. We are the first ancient African royalty costume and design company in which we attempt to educate, evaluate, and express the lineage of different kings and queens through storytelling, song, and dance.
Wow.
That is awesome.
Yeah, you see that? That's nice. I want to hear a little more about that right there.
Were you responsible for the Coming to America pieces? Because those are beautiful, you know.
Those look like a straight out of Coming to America. Like a straight out of Coming to America, right?
Yes, those were awesome. So I have a question for you. What inspired you to become an entrepreneur or to get involved in entrepreneurship?
I would definitely say the idea of working 9 to 5 is not for me long term. I do enjoy being a teacher, but waking up and having to live work with someone else's expectations, it's not in the long run for me.
Listen, I understand. I guess we all have to find our footing and ground, if you will, and whatever ends up working for you in that position works well. So at being an entrepreneur, like what was your influence other than long hours or, you know, having to work at your own schedule or your own pace? Like, was there anything else, like because somebody influenced you to do it, or?
I wouldn't say that just one person influenced me, but it's always nice and refreshing to see how people can maneuver through their business or businesses depending on what they choose to do and how they make their own rules as they go. And the best part about it is once you build the foundation, you can expand and grow upon that.
That is awesome. What are some of the things that your queens have done? Like, what are some of the things that they've put into the spotlight or made known?
Okay, so we are currently within our 6th year, and some of the things and the previous things we have done include working at different festivals, from the Essence Festival all the way down to the International African Arts Festival. So we try and be as visible as possible. And then in regards to what we are still working on, and hopefully it comes to fruition really soon, we are currently working on our documentary, just showcasing all the different things we have done for the children, whether it's at local schools in the tri-state area, even down to Atlanta and we even have went to Washington before as well.
Oh, okay. How can young girls get involved with your program?
So, of course, they can contact myself or our creative director, Ms. Akiwa Asamoda, Eki for short. But we are also visible on all social media platforms, which includes Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Your Queens Inc.
Your Queens Inc. Okay.
Queens.
How did the pandemic slow your Queens progress in the last year or so?
I would definitely say that with the pandemic, it gave us a chance to reset and revamp how we do our programs,
Thank you.
especially when it comes to us being so hands on. So previously, we would be booked for different school events as
Right.
well as private events such as birthday parties. So at first, it slowed us down quite a bit. But once we learned how to maneuver and we utilized and pushed videos and social media further, especially through our own podcast, as well as just virtual storytelling days
Uh,
and meeting our different kings and queens. It has helped us now. So we will definitely continue with the virtual as well, but we can't wait to be in person again and spread the knowledge and wealth and the positivity.
you have a podcast also?
Say it one more time, sir.
You have a podcast. Is there a podcast that you have that you can that you're talking about?
Yes, sir.
Tell us about
Yes, sir. So with our podcast now we meet every other Wednesday, so 2 Wednesdays out the month, depending on the month, and we have different conversations about black love, black wealth, education, even down to how do we treat each other as human beings, as black women, black men, and then just as diverse individuals as well.
Make sure you let people know how to tune in. Let us know how to tune in. How we keep in
Oh,
contact.
yes. Of course. So we are big on our social media sites and we always promote ahead of time. But in the event of anything, you can always check on our Facebook, Your Queens, INC, and just make sure you hit that notification. We will be there present always.
Okay. Speak more on the storytelling, the virtual storytelling. I think I got a little voice or something. I think I could lend a hand in there somewhere.
Yes, sir. We are always welcoming more men. Trust me. We always need another King Tut.
Listen, all those festivals that you named, the Essence, the IAAF, I've been to plenty of them, and now I know what to look out for more that you're there. I can say, oh, that's your Queen's Inc. That's your Queen's Inc. So I will definitely be hearing a shout out or two from me.
Yeah,
Well, thank you so much.
He's our resident walker. For some reason, he likes to walk everywhere. So he'll he probably hit 5 festivals in one day. So who knows?
Listen, that's fine. Just the vibes alone for most festivals. Hopefully, when the world does open back up, is going to be so impactful and so necessary.
Oh yeah.
COVID definitely made a lot of people slow down, us included, and gave us time to rejuvenate. But it's nothing like human interactions. But I do know we still have to stay safe. Safe than sorry. So
Absolutely.
Yeah, you better be safe than sorry. I got a question for you, right? Is there a particular woman in your life or in the past life, and one of our ancestors that inspires your work that you do?
oh, that's a loaded question. I actually have to think holistically about that for a moment.
I like that.
I like the word. She was the holistically word, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I would definitely say, shameless plug, our creative director, Miss Akiwa Asamoda, Akiwa for short, she definitely inspired me in terms of the business savvy side of being an entrepreneur and just how to navigate and maneuver through different deals and events. Whether or not it's paid, it's just interesting to see how when you network with other people, you never know who knows who and how, just by having honest, reliable conversations, that can make all the difference. And if I would say someone in the past that influenced me, I really love this woman and I just love her being and her quotes and everything. But Eartha Kitt to me is one embodiment of someone who was a go-getter, never stopped, and was continuously working and growing. And another shameless plug, my favorite quote by her is, "I'm learning all the time. The tombstone will be my diploma." And that quote alone always resonated with me. I can continue to grow and glow. And eventually, I want to be able to say when this life is over that regardless of whatever religion or what practice you are, I want to be able to tell God, like, or Jesus, whoever you believe in, make it real neutral.
Mhm.
I used all the talents that I had while I was here on this earth. So
Every tool. That's one of the things in our mentor program that we said we have a toolbox theory. Whereas we're presenting these kids as they are the empty toolbox, and what we're trying to do is be the tool that goes into this box. You know, I thought you was going to say that the favorite quote was Marcus, but you know that's.
I said I was that earthy kid too.
Yeah, I mean, that's what's gonna go, yeah, boomerang, you know, Marcus, you know, yeah.
But
So
I had a question. So with Queens Inc., your Queens Inc., are you open to partnerships with other community-based organizations?
Yes, sir.
What would that partnership look like?
So yes, we would definitely be open to working with other community-based organizations because each one teach one. We all have to work together to grow and build. And the partnership would more than likely be footing, I would say both sides footing their weight, making sure we're both on the same page and just having fun in the process. If the energy is right and the vibe is good, we will more than likely be willing to partner with different organizations. It's all about growth and maturity.
well, I know of an organization personally, but you know, that's neither here nor there. We're doing plug with Molly and Joe today.
Yeah.
All right, I know.
I would do a shameless plug because Paula, you know, wouldn't mind partnering with such a beautiful program. I got one probably last question. Maybe you want to embellish on it. What is your most memorable moment with your queens?
My most memorable moment. Okay, I got some impactful, powerful questions. Um, I would definitely say it was approximately 3 or 4 years ago. We were in Brooklyn, and it was at the Essence Festival, and they had it at a smaller scale, I would say. And I remember Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade was there because she was getting honored for an event. And the day was going great. It was nice. The most memorable part was when it was three young princesses. They came up and they were running and they ran away from their parents, but that's neither here nor there. And they were just so excited to see Queen Nefertiti, who is played by my best friend, and they were excited to see King Tut and Queen Cleopatra there. And they were like, "Mommy, they look beautiful. They look great." And it was just so impactful to see because these girls were no more than 8 years old. And the fact that they recognized the greatness, and then of course, you know, the beautiful costumes, they were intrigued and enamored. So that was my most memorable moment.
Oh, Mickey, it was such an honor to have you. I hope that you find your way over to baller.org and figure, you know, wink, wink, and figure out ways we can work together as two community organizations that's on the same path, on the same level, integrity is important to us, the village is important to us. All of the cliches that you can think of when you're talking about this thing called the Black movement and to empower ourselves. All right.
Yes, sir. Definitely will.
Okay. Joe.
Thank you, Mickey, again. And just last thing, what would you what advice would you give to those who want to be entrepreneurs? What would you tell them?
I would definitely say that it is not easy. If you're looking for something easy, do not do it, but still be passionate in your pursuit, and eventually it will pay off in the end. You just have to be strong, and you got this.
Oh, thank you so much. I mean, it seemed like 15 minutes wasn't even enough. So I guarantee we'll have you, your program, the boss lady, because that's who's, but She said the great representative, just to let you know. I mean, like you
Thank you.
you sold me. So I'm I'm trying to dress up. I'm trying to do some dress up. I'm trying to do some reading. I'm trying to do something with you guys.
Same here.
Just
Yes, sir. Thank you guys so much for this great opportunity. You couldn't tell, but I was very nervous, and I was like, "Ooh, I hope like I'm calm and everything." But this was great, and I will definitely reconnect with you guys as well. Now I got all the information, so.
All right. So with that being said, guys, this is the only commercial that we have in this whole show. Might have a few more later on as sponsors come in and all that other stuff. We do take sponsors, just to let you know. Entrepreneurs, all small businesses, holla at us. But a word from our sponsor today.
Looking to podcast shows and do not know where to start? The Evening Rush Network can help you with that. Call us at 929-441-2417 or email us at theeveningrushnetwork@gmail.com for dates and prices. We got you for all your podcast needs. The Evening Rush Network. Tune in, subscribe, and share.
All right. This one, I didn't give these two a shout out earlier because they was going to come on later. So one of them is the mom and the other one is the daughter. The symbolism here is I wanted to show people how generational information works, where you have a mother who was all about, financial literacy, getting ahead, not having her kids, fall behind in life and all of these different things. And that's Deborah Mack. And then you have her daughter, Tiffany Mack, who actually listened to her mother and took a lot of that advice. All those years ago, because I was joking with Deborah Mack maybe a month ago about the fact that she was so I'm in the 90s. She was talking financial literacy, and we sitting there thinking like, come on, don't money grow on trees? Like, don't it just like, are we going to be hustlers for the rest of our lives? Like, that's not how that works. So, just giving a little highlight as to the background of these people. You have Deborah Mack, financial professional. I like that, financial professional. Didn't think that was a thing, until now. College. She worked in the college bursar office for 35 plus years. Like, that's consistency. You consistently got a job, consistently got a gig, making sure you handling your business. And I actually remember one summer or something like that. I worked with her. I do remember that. I did work with her one year. Life insurance and investment license for 20 years. She's actually a fashion designer. Go figure, right? Like, what don't she do, right? Okay. And mind you, that was one of the first things I saw her do, is being a fashion designer. She's the owner of Deborah Brooklyn custom sewing business for past 35 plus years. You see longevity. You see what's going on here, right? Treasurer of 2 community-based organizations, a board member of 2 additional community-based organizations, and on a personal note, let's watch this. She's a wife, a mother, a grandmother, and part-time caregiver to a feisty 80-plus-year-old mom that I gave a shout-out to, and that's Ema Pope. And when that's a feisty lady, oh my goodness. But on another note, both of these women here is actually they're family to my son. My firstborn son, Zabiel. So, it's try to keep it all in the family and all that other good stuff. But these are the women that actually helped me along my way, along my journey. Not the younger ones, but she did too. She did too. We're going to speak a little bit about her as well. That's Tiffany Mack, owner of 9 O'Clock Tea Party, another entrepreneur. She studied fashion as well in high school, fell in love with the idea of small concepts of fiber blooming into a garment and all this other stuff that she wrote on here. She's been in production and marketing for 19 years. Mind you, she's not she's like 12. Started her entrepreneurial spirit at the age of 16 to 17 and created her first business of customized clothes. So she still does all of these different things. But what she's doing these days is she doesn't stop there. She's pursuing to gain her license in financial services like her mom. And she's currently in school pursuing a doctorate in optometry. So the glasses, 9 o'clock tea party. She see the glasses she wearing. She makes those. She actually does those. She does that. But I'm
Like
gonna
my
let them
mother have
talk.
them on too. Look, we
Yeah,
both.
I'm gonna let them talk about themselves because trust me, they got it. They got this. They got this on Smash. Go ahead, Deborah and Tiffany Mack.
Welcome to the show.
Thank
Thank you.
Emo, go
I
ahead.
don't know what else. I don't know what else there is to say. You said everything that you know.
Right.
Don't even go there. You know you got it. Stop it.
Well, again, like you said, I've been talking financial literacy to my children since my daughter was little and asked me, could we go to the store and get money? And I had to tell her that's not how that happens. I was like, you pay for stuff and they give you change. They're not giving me any money. So, but the point is, that's when we need to start talking to our children. We need to start talking to them when they're small. What I find out is, as a race of people, we're behind the 8 ball on that. Other nationalities of people, those are the conversations they have around the dinner table. We have conversations about how to spend the money. Our kids want the latest sneakers and the latest games, but they don't know. Even now, my children grown still think I got money, a money tree growing somewhere, because they will ask me for something at 2 a.m. Like, where am I going to get $75 cash for you that you need at 8 and it's 2 a.m.
You
So
got it.
we have to constantly have those conversations until we're comfortable having them. So it's not, we have to talk about money. There are things in life we have to talk about. We have to talk about death. That's my life insurance plug. We have to talk about those things so that it becomes commonplace. And what happens is our people die, and you start going through their stuff and realize they didn't have all the stuff on tap that you thought they did, because we don't like to talk about money. We don't want to share, because we don't want people, maybe, I don't know, coming for us. And that's a deep-seated thing just in our race, that we have that me syndrome, and we don't like to share. But we're here to break the generational curse. And I'm glad you guys are doing something like this, because we need to flip it on its side and do something different, so our kids don't grow up entitled, thinking we got everything on lock and we're just going to keep giving it to them. So we have to teach them to earn money. I did that with my children. It made them do their chores. They didn't get an allowance, but when you do your chores, you get rewarded. You get the things. My other daughter's doing that with her son, my grandson, when people are giving him money, and so she's helping him match. He wants to save for something, so she's telling him, you save X amount and I'll match it. But we have to have these conversations until they're comfortable.
Okay, that's what's up. Okay, we're gonna get back to you. Let's talk to the daughter. The daughter of the group.
Hi.
Hi.
How you doing?
Hey. Yeah, so I mean, the intro was great, Omar, Molly, you're really good at that. But yeah, right now where I'm at in my life is I'm in an amazing place, because I like to manifest and I like to pray. So I'm in the position where I want other people to feel that way. So joining my mother, she tried to get me in the financial services a long time ago. And again, you do what you want to do, or this is not for me, things like that. But now being at this young age that I am, a lot more things make sense. When you start to have a family and you start to, live in a pandemic or things like that, more things make sense to you. You know what I'm saying? So in a business of, trying to help people and provide them with things that can help them and, they can benefit from, I was definitely on board with doing that. And like I said in the intro, it was basically, I'm in the process of being licensed. Right now I'm right underneath my mother. So she's the pro, like you see, 35 years. So definitely just out here to help anyone. But also on top of that, 9 to 5 in the garment industry, making sure your clothes are done properly. And then 9 o'clock tea party. 9 o'clock tea party is my child. I love 9 o'clock tea party. Everybody who knows know I breathe 9 o'clock tea party. There's a custom eyewear business, and basically I customize it with crystals and leather and everything else straight from hand. Nothing is wholesale, and I'm trying to create it even bigger than what it is, you know, and that's why I am taking this step at 36 years old, and I'm back in school, and I'm changing my major as of yesterday, and I'm now going to go into optometry. So I'm going back to school for dental hygiene. Because listen, the pandemic, if this thing shake us up enough, you know, I've been doing fashion for almost 20 years since I graduated, and this was one of those industries that was up and down. And as people, we need to understand we need security. It can't just be what we like at a certain point. If that like is not making you any money, you need to find out, you know. So that's where I was at. So I said, you know what, dental hygiene. Everybody needs their teeth clean, right? But I sat back and I said, you know, generational wealth. This is what we're dealing with, right? 9 o'clock tea party is amazing already, and it's about to be retarded. It's about to be ridiculous. I'm manifesting that. So why not get a degree and become optometrists so that you can come to 9 o'clock tea party opticals, and not only I can provide you with everything you can't see, I got it, and you gonna look fly. Period. Like, so that's where I'm at, and that's where I want. That's where, you know, getting things from my mother with the generational wealth. It's bigger than you just maybe saving money, or it's bigger than insurances and everything else, which you need, but you need to think about what else you can do to establish that generational wealth. And if I can establish a conglomerate, if I can monopolize in the eyewear industry, my kids will be straight. So we need to start thinking like that.
I have a question. What I mean, I can almost get your answer straight up and down. I mean, I'm pretty sure I got the answer. But who inspires you to be an entrepreneur, Mac?
My mom. Wait, let me tell you something. So listen to this.
Because it didn't have to be. It didn't have to be. It didn't have to.
It didn't have to. But listen, the little things of making money. I'm going to tell you right now. I became a serial entrepreneur very young. My mother had it. We was going to Disney World. We was doing this. We was doing that. We was doing that. But the extracurricular little thing,
she was living her best life before the song.
You know what I mean? I don't know about none of that going on, but she always taught life lessons, which I appreciate her. Mom, if I never told you, I appreciate you, because you do and still do teach me a lot. And just the simple things of, you got your food. All I gotta do is feed you, clothe you, take you to the doctor. I ain't really gotta do nothing extra. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of brought the entrepreneurial spirit. So I don't know if Molly, you remember this, but remember at one point I was doing pedicures.
I don't remember that, but I do remember it. I do remember it because you was doing feet, and I thought that was the most disgusting thing ever. I was like, ew.
And I was a teenager, and I was doing, because you know what? I wanted the Tommy and the Hilfiger, and I wanted the Guess, and I wanted the Timbs, and I wanted the Jordans.
And you had it.
My mother was just like, why do you need that? Why do I have to buy it? So that kind of brought it on. So like, all right, dude, this is what I'm going to do. I went to my aunt, Zav's grandmother. I went to her, and she wound up hiring me, paying me cash every week or bi-weekly to file her papers after school. You know what I'm saying? So I just started doing certain things to make money. And all of that comes from my mother. You get what I'm saying? And then it led to...
I'm going to ask a question to you, to your mom, the great Deborah. What's a good starting point for young families who want to build generational wealth?
Good question.
A good starting point is being aware of what you have going on. That's number one. Taking stock. First of all, you take stock of what you have. Always ask questions. Goal setting is a good starting point, because if you don't know where you're going, then you're not going to set a path to get there.
Right.
We learn to set goals. I always ask people when I sit down with them, what financial goals, 2 most important financial goals do you have that you would require you to save money that you'd like to achieve in 2 to 5 years? So setting goals makes it tangible, meaning it makes it real. You write your goals down, you stick it on the fridge or your vision board or your bulletin board, and then you back it out. You set a plan, right? If you have a goal you want to meet in 5 years, then you start to go backwards. How do I get to that? What do I need to do in 3 years, in 1 year, in 6 months, in 3 months? So the point, becoming an entrepreneur, you take stock of where you are already, so you know what you need to take care of. Then you take a look at what you would like to do. I always tell people to take a look at what it is that they enjoy doing. Like Tiffany said a few minutes ago, if it, you have to, it has to make sense for you, that you just can't take anything. If it's not going to help you, then it's just a little hobby. But you take stock of what it is you like to do and see everything is a niche market. Now, 9 o'clock Tea Party, a great business and has great potential. It's a niche market, which means it's specific. It's like my business is customized. It's not for everybody. So there's a market out there for everything, but the sky's the limit, meaning you create the clientele that you want for that. So you take a look at what it is you enjoy doing, especially in a pandemic. In down markets breeds entrepreneurship, meaning people have to take a look at something else. You can't find a job. You need to figure out something else. You need to put your hands. If you can cook, if you can sew, if you can clean, you look at the things that we ask people, what job would you do even if you didn't get paid for it? If you would do something that you wouldn't get paid for, that means you would stick with it going through that process. Small businesses, it can take anywhere from 1 to 3 or 5 years to turn a profit really good based on what you're doing. So it needs to be something that you enjoy.
Give me 1 second, because what it is the next question leads into why I need to cut you off now, because that makes you have to come to us later on down the line, aka baller.org, aka Big Apple Leadership Academy for the Art, aka my organization. Do you currently offer financial literacy workshops for individuals or organizations such as mine?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
Yes, we do. All the time. We set them up. We personalize them. I do Zooms 1 to 3 times a month. And we have, again, we make it tailored to what the group or individuals need, because there's nothing like talking at people and they just they blanked out because you're not picking up. So we like to find out where people are, what they need, and we can tailor that. But we start with the basics. Like you were talking about, when I sit with clients and I do something called a financial needs analysis, which is complimentary, it just basically creates a booklet of you. It lets you know exactly where you are, what's coming into your household, what's going out of your household. It puts in effect your financial goals, whatever else you want to do, and it gives you a platform in which to start from. And then I go through just little tips and tricks. People are not used to saving. I tell people, empty out your pockets every night when you come in. Take all your change and put it in a can. At the end of 30 days, you'll probably have at least $25 to $30 in there, and that's enough to start a retirement plan.
Wow.
$30 a month, you can start a retirement plan. So small things, you have to meet people where they are. You can't tell people you need $500 to do this, and they're like, as well, I make $550. I'm gonna get, so everybody can learn how to get into a financial perspective from where they are.
Wow. Like I said, at 20 minutes, it wasn't even enough, right? So what we're going to do is, at some point in the future, we're going to have you guys back on and probably just have a show of it, financial literacy and all of these different topics that you guys are speaking.
A lot of information. Yeah.
And all that information. How can the people get in touch with you real quick? You got about 30 seconds.
Me, 9 o'clock Tea Party. TEENOCLOCKTEEPART. 9 o'clock Tea Party. Everything. Gmail, Instagram, Facebook.
Well, I'll put the links up when we repost the video. How about that? I'll make sure I get you guys
There we
post the
go.
video. Yeah, that was a lot. That was a lot. Yeah, I appreciate you guys. I really thank you guys for coming on. Like, you guys don't understand how much you guys mean to me. Like, maybe this shows you guys how much you guys mean to me a little bit. But
let me say one thing. Could I get a half a minute?
Yes, you can.
My email is DTT, that's Deborah Tahila Tania, 1961 at AOL. I am looking to recruit 3 people who want to make some extra income this month. So hit me up and let's make this happen.
Sounds like a plan. Sounds like a plan. Listen, we might not take that too far. All right. Thank you guys. I appreciate
Thank you for having us.
You guys are welcome. Joe, anything to say?
Oh, this is nuggets and wisdom. Nuggets and wisdom. With all your wisdom, we can create another community, our own Black-owned community. So stand by. We will need your support really soon.
Right. And tell your son to hit me up. I'm trying to set up his retirement. He's ducking me.
Matter of fact, he kept trying to bother my show. I'm going to tell him about himself. Don't worry.
That's right.
He's here. I got it.
All right.
Bye-bye. All righty. So we are in the stretch run. And we have one last, I wouldn't call it an interview per se. I won't call it an interview per se. What I'll call it is what it is. You know, I'm kind of happy about this situation. I'm kind of biased, I guess you'd say. But my wife has my wife will be coming on today, and she's going to speak about her new venture as an author. She got a chapter in a book these days, and I need her to come up on here and speak on that if she can. I'm waiting for her to come on screen. There she is.
Hey.
And wife of mine. I think I know that lady a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah, I would hope so.
A little bit, but yeah, she's had a journey. She had listen. I'll have her on with her people too. I have on with her people, because she got the Be the Tree people and all that other stuff. I definitely want the Be the Tree people on there. Like, listen, I used to listen to her little meetings on the side, be like, oh wow, I get inspired myself. But
secrets. Can't tell the secrets.
Oh, my bad. I wasn't listening. Oh, oops.
Those actually weren't the Beat a Tree sessions you were listening to. Those were the early morning wake up everybody, and same woman is the director of that program too.
Well,
and she would be wanting to come on.
Whatever it is or was, it was very inspiring, and that's what got me the idea. Was like, maybe we might want to do a morning thing, Joe. So we'll figure that out down the line. But
yes.
Without further ado, we have Mrs. Tiffany Mathias. Sounds familiar, but I don't know.
Welcome, Tiff.
No relation. Hi, everybody. Thank you for having me on. Molly, Joe, thank you for inviting me. I'm glad to be part of this show. Great women were ahead of me. I've been listening the whole time. I think I might have to stop ignoring that call from Mac and stop sending her the voicemail when she's trying to get me to come on to her her financial literacy little workshops and stuff like that. Sorry, Mac. Love you still.
Well, that is awesome.
Oh, but you are an author now, I heard.
Yes, I am. I am a published authoress. Yes, I am. So another little bullet point on my resume that I'm proud of. The book.
Name of the book.
The name of the book is called Pretty Broken: Turning Beauty Scars to Beauty Marks. Turning scars to beauty marks. Sorry, tongue tied right now. A little nervous. Didn't think I would be that. But yes, the name of my chapter in the book is called Pretty Loss. And this is an anthology. So my cousin Natima Cherie of Words Matter got together during the pandemic. Yes, that's it right there.
There you go. Personal challenge.
Yes. She got together in the middle of the pandemic, hit up 12 women and said, listen, Spirit spoke to me and said to reach out to you. You have a story to tell, and I have the platform for you to tell it. So in the middle of a pandemic, while physically recovering from my second bodily fracture in 6 months, I wrote a story about how I became the woman who I am today. But it's just an introductory, just a little chapter. I'm saving the good stuff for the full book that I'm writing next.
Well, sometimes that's all it takes is just a chapter to tell your story. You know, I'm a big fan of books myself, and I wanted to know what inspired you to do that? Like, what put you on that path to make that choice and say, hey, I wanted to do that, or made you feel comfortable to letting your story be known?
So part of it is, as Molly was saying, doing this these morning sessions with this program, Wake Up Everybody, and just really getting in tune with who I am and owning that I'm a pretty dope chick who's been through some stuff, has survived it, and I can help by telling my story, keep another woman from going through the same thing, or letting her know that she's not alone in her struggle, and that though she's going through a trial or a tribulation right now, there's a triumph soon to come.
Okay.
So when go ahead, Joe.
I always used to tell people sometimes just an hello or a smile would put somebody in a great energy or mind. So people who are listening to Tiffany tell her story, I'm pretty sure you're inspiring somebody to do something. So every word means something.
I think all of the women today has done that. But go ahead, I'm listening.
Yeah, I used to say if I could keep my daughters or my nieces or my cousins, because I'm the oldest of like 50 grandchildren. I'm lying, Nana. I know it's a lot of us. I used to say if I could keep them from making my same mistakes, then they were worth it. But what I've learned is that it's not my choice to keep them from making those mistakes. Their mistakes are their own, just like my mistakes are my own. But to be there when they're like, oh, shoot, I've made this mistake and now I want to fix it. Now to be there to help show them how to fix it is what my purpose is.
So what do you have going on, in future tense for Tiffany Mathias? Like what do you have on deck for yourself?
Woo, okay. So I am in the middle of building listen.
Like you don't already know, but okay.
You thought you were gonna get it easy? No.
Oh my goodness. Yes. All right. So I am actually in the middle of building 4 separate companies, of which will be under one umbrella enterprise. So this is a mogul in the making that you are watching here right now.
I know one too.
Yes. We'll talk later. Pillow talk. Yes. But the first venture is going to be an event to launch or release the book. And in conjunction with that, I just found out yesterday there will be some speaking engagements, some motivational speaking tours to go along with that. Also working on my brand, Sisterhood and Shenanigans, which will be events geared towards women of every race, creed, code, walk of life. This pandemic has really got everybody's mental spinning. And sometimes it really does just take, a glass of wine and an opportunity to let something off your chest in order for you to feel better and just regroup. So Sisterhood and Shenanigan events will be coming soon. And we're looking at brunch fun, some games, some karaoke nights, just various things that us ladies normally do, but just in a more structured, fun environment and safe.
Well, my dear, yes, the show has to end at some point.
I know.
You off. But what I want to do is we're going to actually have to have all of you guys on separately, obviously, because everybody seemed to have a plethora of information. We had the Queens, the Queens the Queens company, organization. They, I want to know more about them. I want to know about the Max. I want to know, more about you and your venture. So with that being said, I think we paid all the homage we're going to pay to the women in our lives, to the women in our past, to the women of our present. And I appreciate you coming on and speaking a little bit about what your journey is. And shoot, I'm surprised by some of that too. I ain't know none of that. You trying to hide some money from me. That's what you're trying to do. It ain't gonna work. All right, just letting you know. It ain't gonna work. You ain't gonna hide no money from me. And with that said, thank you, my dear. I appreciate you for being on. See you.
Thank you. Good night.
I see you when I get home.
I see you when you get home.
Joe, we did it again, bro.
Listen, that was so.
Hold on. Tell Alicia, but she's not out the woods. I just know that she's very shy.
She'll definitely be out the woods. Yeah.
She's coming on and she's going to spit her greatness too.
Oh, absolutely. Don't worry. I have something special for that. So
all right. Then I'm following your lead on that one. All right, brother? Follow your lead on that one. Listen, Plugged with Molly and Joe. I really appreciate everybody that tunes in, everybody that watched the video later, because we do the video recording and we post it later on Facebook and on Instagram and on Spotify, on Anchor. Where else we at? We on iHeartRadio. We're on
so many different platforms.
Yeah, we're on so many different platforms, and it's not, and it's amazing. It's amazing the opportunities that we're getting. Like we're talking to these people, and it's like, wow, we're getting a lot of information. So next week we're coming back to you guys. We're gonna have a nice full show for you guys. We're gonna probably have a couple of interviews again. Maybe not. Who knows? Because the interviews took. We didn't get to say nothing. But guess what? It was for the women, right?
That's right. We have to give them their chance to shine, but there'll be more opportunities to shine.
Right. So with that, this is paying homage to all Black women, to all women everywhere. Without you guys, there is no us. Without you guys, there is no us. Without you guys, there is no us.
Absolutely.
All right. Respect. Peace.